Hello, welcome to Learning to Drum. I'm your host, Adam Tevlin, and we're in week 26, episode 23. That's right, we're at mid-season, halfway into the point, and I just want to thank you so much for following along these last 6 months, and hopefully you're getting a really good grasp of drumming and all the things that we've been talking about. And last week we were talking about the double beat, the exercise that allows us to isolate the diddle on each hand. We're going to review that today, and we're going to try to get up to 120. The goal, remember, is 130. And then also we're going to go into study number 11 and go through that. But we also might have a couple of tests, as I foreshadowed last week. So I'm going to dial my metronome to 85 beats per minute, and we'll review the double beat. You'll play along with me. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and to go and. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how did that feel? And hopefully you're at least there doing that. And when I'm at 85, all those are free strokes except the very last stroke, which is a downstroke or controlled stroke. But as I get faster, I'm going to use a little bit more push in the hinge in my elbow. So as you can see, slow, just like much like 8 on the hand, right? But then when I'm going fast, okay, you're going to see that hinge starting to move a little bit more. Okay, so let's try now 95. Here we go. 1, 2, 2. Here we go. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Da, 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 da. Okay? All right. Hopefully you get the idea of those two measures all on the right or those two measures all on the left. That's just a really easy way to memorize it. And of course, counting it, understand the rhythm is a really good thing, and you should do that. But really to get through this exercise and have it ingrained in your brain, as they say, it's just one easy way to remember it. So let's go on to 105 and see how we do there. 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. Okay, not too bad. Okay, let's go all the way to 120. We're going to do a 15 beat per minute jump from 105. And at 120, you start to realize that push-pull or that drop catch, right? And you're going to start to see motion into the hinge here in the elbow. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so you can see that hinge operating there. And then of course that free stroke on the first initial attack opens up those back 3 fingers naturally, right? And then we're bringing it back on the second stroke. Okay, so that's what it is at 120. Another way to practice double beat, and this is with any exercise on one hand. I can do this with 8s, I can do this with accent exercise on one hand, but that is do double stops. And what is a double stop? It is when both sticks hit at exactly the same time. And there's no flams or anything like that. So I like to do this with double beat, and we can go ahead and try that so you can hear what that's going to sound like. 2, you don't have to play. 1, 2, here I go. Okay, so did you see the motion in both hands? Okay, so what that does is it actually trains the weaker hand. In my case, I'm right-handed, and so it's going to train my left hand to do what the right hand can do. Okay, so if you're left-handed, it would be the opposite, right? So that's one way you can really, really get that left hand exactly doing what the right hand can do. So it's almost like teaching the left hand what the right can do. All right, so 8 on the hand, double beat, you know, accent exercise on one hand. All those could be played as a double stop fashion to get that weaker hand up to par with the stronger hand. So speaking of accent exercise on one hand, it is test time. Okay, yeah, ooh, okay. With the accent exercise on one hand, we said that the goal was going to be at 120 beats per minute. And we're going to do that. So we're already at 100. I'm going to bump that up to 110 and see if we can do that. We don't have to do that double stops. 2, 1, 2, here I go. Okay, so there it is at 110, and now we're going to do 120. Naturally, as these exercises get faster, as you're getting faster with the rudiments, your playing level does go down. So you might be at a medium or mid-range on your stroke. So you got the full stroke, half, and low. So you might be right around between the half and the full. So just kind of keep that in mind. Naturally, the sticks do get lower to the drum as you do play faster. All right, for 120, the test. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, and here we go. Okay, there it is. And if you didn't get there, that is okay. You can take it at your pace, and you can always watch this episode again and try to play along. So, all right, test number 2, the 16th note warm-up. Do you remember the goal speed for that? It was 90 beats per minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and dial it back down to 90 and get my 16th notes back up there. And we're just going to hit right on it. 16th note warm-up. Remember, it was on page 21, and ideally with these exercises you want to have them memorized. You don't want to have to look at the music to make sure you know what you're playing. As a matter of fact, if you memorize it, you can actually focus on your movements and your technique much more. So if you're not there, that's okay. Go ahead and pull it up on page 21, but we'll go ahead and get started, and you are going to play along. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, there it is at 90 beats per minute. And I always love those last 2 measures. Okay, that is the 2 tests that we're going to do today. And of course, we reviewed double beat, so please keep working on that. Work on your multiple bounce roll, work on your flams, flam taps, paradiddles, double paradiddles, single, double stroke roll. etc. Work on all that stuff. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and turn to page 29, and this is study number 11. This is where we get into the dot after the eighth note, or the dotted eighth note. So there's eighth notes, dotted eighth notes, and 16th notes and 16th note rests. So in the last measure of each exercise, I take that last rhythmical cell that has a dot after that eighth note and I replace it with the 16th note rest. That's the equivalent value of the dot that we're having. Now remember, the dot after note is what? Extending the value of the note. By how much? Half. Okay, so the original note, okay, or original value is the eighth note, and what's half of an eighth note? That's right, 16th note. So we're going to have an eighth note plus a 16th note, so it extends that value that much more, okay? So instead of having that dot, I'm going to replace it with a 16th note rest, and you're going to see that here in beat 4 of number 1. So let's go ahead and get started, and because we're kind of running constraint on time, I'm not going to go ahead and do the left-hand lead. I'm just going to play each one once through and explain the counting. So number 1, we have this as 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, okay? And I'm going to play these at 60 beats per minute, so if you want to go ahead and dial your metronome up to that, or follow me. 1E and 2, and number 1E, and I play, and 1E, and 2E, 3E, 4E, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, okay? And then of course you would lead with the left. Remember, if there's any problem spots, just to take that little section by itself and make sure you can work that up. And again, you want to make sure you get the 10 to 20% that you're not playing well up to par with the 80 to 90%. Okay. Number 2, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and again, hopefully you're starting to feel these rhythmical cells, how these combination of notes fit inside one beat. 1, 2, and here we go, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and there it is. Self-explanatory. And again, you know, on beat 4, I personally stick that as right-left, but you of course can go to natural sticking all the way through that. That's fine. Number 3, it's 1 and 2E, 3, 4E, and 1 and 2E, 3, 4E, and here we go. 2, 1E, and 2, and ready, and play, and 1, and 2E, 3, 4E, and 1, and 2E, 3, 4E, and, okay? Not big deal. All right. Now again, if you're really having problems with this, go slower. 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and really recommend counting. Hopefully you're doing that while we're doing this. Okay, so number 4, we have 1, 2E, 3, 4E, 1, 2E, 3, 4E, okay? 2, and here we go, and 1, 2E, 3, 4E, 1, 2E, 3, 4E, okay? No big deal. Number 5, we got 1E and 2 and 3E, 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E, 4E and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1E and 2 and 3E, 4E and 1E and 2 and 3E, 4E and okay? No big deal. Number 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4E, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4E, and, okay? 2, and here we go, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4E, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4E, and, okay? And number 7, we got 1E and 2E, 3 and 4E. 1E and 2E, 3 and 4E. Notice how that 16th note rest takes the place of that dot after the 8th note in the first measure. So you can see that there is equal value. However, if I was an instrumentalist that had a sustain like a flute, you know, we was always talking about the flute, well, it would sound different, but with a practice pad, that's not going to change, or a snare drum, that's not going to change. So hopefully you're starting to really feel these rhythmical cells here. All right, here we go. 2 and a ready and a go, and 1 E and a 2 E, a 3 and a 4 E, 1 E and a 2 E, a 3 and a 4 E. All right. Number 8, the last one, goes 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and a. Okay, here we go. 2 and a here we go, and 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and a 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and a. Okay, notice how I did that and of 3 down to the downbeat of 4 all in my right hand. So again, if it's not inside that rhythmical cell, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I do the natural sticking method. So that is 1 through 8 on study number 11. Remember to go back and try the left hand lead. And I thank you so much for joining us on these last 26 weeks. And we're going to do more to come. Next week, we're going to start on solo number 4. So make sure you take a look at that. Look at some of the terminologies that are going to be new to you. And just keep working at it. And don't get discouraged if you're not at these goals, these levels. Again, they're just suggestions, and sky's the limit when it comes to speed, so don't worry, okay? All right, well, we'll see you next week on Learning to Drum. I'm your host, Adam Tevlin, and always remember to keep swinging those sticks.